Okay.
Alright. So once we filled up our regular garden bed full of delicious vegetables, then we decided it would be a good idea to start growing things in buckets. And so I think the big problem with growing things in buckets is it's hard to keep containers watered regularly. So these buckets, I found a design online from the University of Maryland on how to make these buckets self-watering. So we'll get a close-up of this one. Basically, it looks like this plant is just here in the dirt, but actually, moving on to a similar bucket, it has a false bottom here. So the dirt is being held up by the lid of the bucket, which has a whole bunch of holes in it, and you have to cut off the edge of the rim, or edge of the lid, I used a knife like this, which is probably really unsafe. You should probably use some kind of saw, would be a better idea. And then this lid is held up by some slices of this kind of garden pipe. This stuff here, which I also cut with this knife here, which you should also probably use a saw for. And then, we should move on to how the self-watering system works. So this is how they recommend you set it up. So that when you water the plant from the top, so I'll pretend there's no dirt in here, no plant, but this is what would happen. Well, you should get a close-up of inside so you can see it going through the holes. It goes through the dirt and through the holes in the bottom. And then the plant's roots end up growing through these holes and into this like reservoir of water. And to avoid you just filling it up too much and having the plant get really soggy, it has this drain on the side. So when you fill it up too much and it reaches the level of the drain, it just drains out into another container. Takes kind of a while there. And then what they want you to do is to take this container, and it's still leaking, and pour this like nutrient-rich water back into the plant so you don't lose any plant nutrients. There we go. So that's essentially how it works. I made one modification to their design. They recommended to just use electrical tape to secure the tube to the bucket, and I thought that might leak. So I'll show you the other, oh, no, I have the parts over here. I'll show you the parts. So I used a piece like this, which has pipe thread on one side and just kind of a barbed hook for the pipe, for the tubing on the other side. I think these are for sprinkler systems, and you can get them for about 50 cents at Home Depot. And then these are hose washers, like for a garden hose. And you put these onto this little pipe thing here. You drill a hole in your bucket. Oopsies. There you go. And you just screw this in. Oh, this is the one I didn't drill a hole very well in, so it says that it might leak. I warned myself of this. Screw it in. It seals on that side. Then on the inside, you put another hose washer against there, and you get from the electrical department, you get these little metal rings, which are called conduit lock nuts. You get one that fits on to the little pipe adapter thing, and then you just screw this on the inside against the hose washer, and that seals everything. And then you have a nice tight seal instead of just, I don't know, that electrical tape, which seemed like it was going to leak. Have we covered everything?
Then you put the hose back on the outside.
Yep. And then put your plants in some dirt.